her close, and
Yeah.
she still was like
Still going. After she had been
going.
shot a couple times from, the little ways away that he was. It was crazy. But you could tell that they had some type of, like, it wasn't just from them shoveling snow in his way or whatnot. It seemed like they had some type of, long history of not liking each other. It was obviously some hate, man.
Bro, that's some. My man wanted them dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't just pop them like pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was close range with it. But my whole thing is, bro, the dude had to see the gun, and he's still riffing. He's still talking.
It looked like they didn't really see it at first, or they just trying to be tough and show that they wasn't afraid about to run away.
Well, if we look at this video, I will err to say that maybe the dude didn't quite see it, but she saw it because she pulled that cell phone out like it was a pistol.
Yeah, right.
That's why I was like, I thought she was shooting and missing. And the first thing when I first saw that video, I was like, I know my wife can shoot, but it just made me be like, look, I gotta tighten her up.
Yeah, right.
Because, bruh, if she was shooting at my man missing and then he was firing back, but I just couldn't understand. You shoot, man, your girl right there, my man got a gun. You brave enough to be talking junk and you left her behind. He ain't fall on top of her or nothing. He just, and she didn't run.
Sure didn't. But she could have been just standing there because he was standing there,
It don't make sense. I want to know if it was drugs involved. I want to know the history between the two.
Yeah, right.
Parties. And you know what I'm saying? It to me, I seen what happened, but it's so much more to unpack, in my opinion, where to me, I would feel like, okay, that's what happened. I mean, yeah, obviously something triggered him to that point, but I'm thinking I didn't know he killed himself until about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I just couldn't get over the questions I had about that video, bro. That's where I was stuck. And, y'all blew my mind when y'all told me that wasn't a gun.
Yeah, that was a phone. Here it go. I'm trying to dial it up.
That's what blew my mind. That's what made me be like, what? I was like, oh, no, you don't pull out no cell phone.
I don't know what they was thinking, man.
That one was right there. Like, shoot. I wouldn't have been mad at the girl if she would have left. Ran.
He bust up.
Beforehand.
He said, call 911. Left her standing right there.
But he ain't make it past that car, I see.
Nah, he was caught right up in the middle. It was too much snow. And where was he going? To get his gun? Like, what did he think?
A lot of questions.
And why in the hell did they stay out there? If you first of all, you calling this man out. You challenging his manhood and all this, calling him, out his name or whatnot. He got quiet and turned around and went in the house. What was you doing? Well, she was obviously still shoveling snow. She thought he left for nothing.
He wasn't playing. I know that much.
Like you say, what we do is we bust on up.
Yeah.
And we always prepared.
Yeah. It's like it's we are going live, fam.
All right, here we go. I'm about to put it up over here in the see if we can do this
5 minutes.
Yeah, we on now for real. I gotta introduce this thing. All right, here we go. Bro. Yeah.
You are listening to Talk1hunnid with TEL-SCRILLA, Dean Brown, and Jay Raphael. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard
What up, though, good people? JR with the Talk1hunnid network here. Chopping it up with TEL-SCRILLA. D-Marl is on the way. We just chop it up about what's going on in the world, current events, things like that. Check us out. Talk1hunnid.com, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, all that good stuff. Talk the number one HUNNID. Thanks for being here on a Friday night and giving us your support. If you want to link up with us and be a part of the conversation, you can catch the live show on our website by clicking the live link in the navigation bar. February the 5th, 2021, Super Bowl weekend, baby. We got the Kansas City Chiefs against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. It's going to be an interesting bout. And I also heard that today, Junior just told me that one of the coaches for the Kansas City Chiefs was in a car accident, and a 5-year-old kid is in the hospital, like in serious condition. So I want to send a big shout out to him. I think it's the linebacker coach. I don't know his name, but I just got that information a few minutes ago. So go ahead and tune in with us. We're going to be chopping it up about a couple things that's been going on this week, politics, social stuff. We was just talking about a shooting that we saw that happened in Pennsylvania between some neighbors over some snow shoveling or whatnot. It was pretty crazy. Broad daylight. We're going to finish talking about that. We actually might show the video. So go ahead, grab you some popcorn or grab you a drink or something and come right back in. We'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, this is your boy TEL-SCRILLA, and you are listening to Talk1hunnid. Catch us every Friday night at 9 p.m. on Twitch. Just search NCG Media, and on YouTube, Talk1hunnid, and Facebook, Talk1hunnid.
Man, you've been, I guess we go ahead and kick it off with this COVID update, man. You been hearing anything new this week?
Not too much. I've been following like a lot of the vaccination alleged deaths or links to the deaths of people taking the vaccine and different things like that. And it just seems like it is not exactly safe for people with preconditions.
Yeah, right.
Existing conditions, yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about this. They've been talking a lot about these variants on the little stuff I done popped up through this week, all of these mutated strains, and a lot of people have been saying, well, what is that, and how does it, what's going on? The last time I checked, it was about, they said it was like 36 states that had, that were reporting, finding people with these mutated strains. We almost at about 600 cases. It might be over that by now of the mutations. I also saw that like in the, over in, I think it was the BC, they were saying that, the next mutated strain is probably already circulating and we just don't even know it, So it's really, really crazy, man. Like it's supposed to be like when the strains mutate, and obviously I'm not a professional. I really don't, I don't have the data. But what I understand is that they can cause a more brutal disease. And I got that from the CDC, so I definitely understand that. It'll allow the virus to circulate faster and easier between people, and then it's going to make the vaccines that we have now inefficient. So I don't really understand what the plan is with these vaccines. To me, honestly, it just seemed like they're trying to get this money back because the vaccine is not free, right?
To my knowledge, it isn't. So somebody's paying for it. And I don't know. Even with the current vaccine, with the current strand that it was supposedly designed for, it's still not a cure-all. It's still not like a, like the flu shot where you get it, once a year and then, it's you good. This is like, even, I think I said this previously, like from what I'm hearing is the fact that, somebody can take it today, but it may take a week in order for it to kick in. And then even that, you have to get the second dose. And after that second dose, you're pretty much good for like 5 months. So then you right back, having to do it. But is it going to be effective for the other strands that's out here? I mean, just like the flu shot. I mean, they develop a flu shot every, season dang there, what I'm saying? So, I mean, it just seems like there's no real solid plan. And still you have to wear your mask and practice social distancing, even with the vaccine.
I'm starting to take that personal now. I told you my mom's was she tested positive this week. So thank God she feeling better and she back up and moving and doing things, not going out, but cleaning up, cooking for herself. And I don't know, man, once you get to looking at these numbers and then it affects you that closely, it's like, man, I'm gonna get offended if somebody around me not really taking it serious. Now I understand, and I'm tired of the mask too. You know how I be talking, like I'm just fed up with it all. But hey, I don't know, it hit home to me now. It's like, yeah, we gotta really do a little bit more, man.
But was mom wearing her mask though?
She's one of them ones.
That was
bundled up. Yeah, she don't really do
That's
much.
what I'm saying. So I have not been able to find any information that says that, the people that are contacting this virus or bioweapon, whatever it is, I haven't heard any, there's no way to look at those numbers and say, oh, they weren't wearing a mask. Because I know people that work in like the medical field and different things who practice, wearing gloves and masks and washing their hands and different things like that. And they were still contacting COVID.
And see, but that could also be from the people who just don't wear the mask. Like, to me, wearing the mask is for me to protect you in case I got it, in case I got it with no symptoms or whatnot. So if you came in contact with somebody who was that person and you had your mask on, you probably could get it. I mean, I'm sure you could get it. I mean, obviously she's always got her mask on, so we talking about her, but I'm just saying, like, the people who are, I think that it's a lot of people with it who just walking around with no symptoms or whatnot, just spreading it and dropping it off, and that's the other side of it. So that
now, I don't see that many people not wearing a mask. So if I'm I was at the grocery store today. The only person in the whole store that did not have a mask on was like this 2-year-old little girl. And her mom had the mask on. Everybody else had the mask on. But that one little toddler.
Grocery
Store. I don't see people, when I go out, I don't see people not wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that could be because, people have been enforced to keep the policy going, even though they retracted it here in Michigan, what they was trying to do a couple months ago. Most of the places I go into still say you can't come in unless you got this protective wear.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm of the opinion that people are wearing a mask and people are still contacting COVID by whatever means, whether it's the eyeballs, the ears, I don't know. But I see 9 times out of 10, I'll see people with a mask on when I'm out in public. Now, how does a person wear a mask and practice these safety guidelines that the CDC is putting out, and people are still catching COVID? Mm-hmm. Is there some other measures that, what I'm saying, we need to, take and different things? And I'm also seeing people saying, oh, I got my vaccination, I'm still alive. But you don't know if it's working, but you didn't die immediately. So it's still like a whole bunch of
And then you gotta
questions
have.
that people have.
Well, I mean, it's too late to celebrate in that case because you still got to take the other side of it. It's a two-step process. And then you still got the days in between where it might not work up until this amount of time. So you can't really celebrate until you a month clean with all of that.
I mean, even still though, like I say, it's only good for 5 months if
Right.
if it's good at all. Because
Well, we still
remember,
within that time,
you know,
because-
it takes 10 years and all this, you know, from what professionals are saying, it takes way too long, you know, to develop a vaccine that works. So there was I didn't send that to you, but there was a doctor in Benton Harbor, black doctor. He was on the news and he was saying that, you know, a lot of people were concerned and, you know, just had their skepticism about the vaccine. But what he was saying was that, remember, people, that this is an experiment. You know, so at the end of the day, it's still an experiment.
Right. That's
So
true.
we're seeing a lot of deaths with the older people. There was a black lady, man, the sad story. I posted it on the Talk1hunnid Facebook page, but she died like hours after receiving the vaccine. And what they were trying to say was that basically her, you know, she had diabetes, she had just different things.
Right.
So if they're putting a variation of COVID in there in your body and you have you know, I don't know why I keep tripping up on that, but if you got some health issues beforehand, it seems like the vaccine is treating, you know, once it's in the body, is acting as if, you know, you got the COVID, and those preconditions that you may have may complicate things.
But if your body is just going to do the same thing from the shot, then why can't you just, you know, risk running into the real COVID and let your body do whatever it's going to do? How's that any?
Just thug it out, huh? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even with the Hank Aaron issue, you know, he was an advocate for the shot and, you know, vaccine. And he was, you know, he posted on his social media account, oh, I just took the vaccine. And days later, he died. You know, I think he was 80, 90 something years old,
like
you know,
86,
upwards.
I
So
think. Yeah, right.
it may be to the fact, you know, you may just maybe have to exclude a certain population from even getting a vaccine. If in fact that is the main reason of why these people are dying. You know, they had like 23 elderly people in Norway die after the vaccine. And of course, they're not going to come out and say, oh, yeah, it was the vaccine. They're going to say it was something else. And,
Right, yeah. Well,
I mean,
he had the chicken pox or whatever.
Exactly.
Just make up something, you know, as your problem.
I don't know, but then I know a lot of people who have who has had COVID and have recovered. So
yeah, right.
it's I think it's just really based upon your immune system when it all boils down to it, man.
So boost up your immune system. Eat your veggies. Get some exercise in. You know, even in the cold. Like we gotta everybody gotta kind of do their part, man. That's one way. Just like wearing a mask, you should be trying to boost up your immune system. Stay away from McDonald's. You know, all of that garbage. Hey, they say that the Super Bowl could be a super spreader. I saw that story earlier today, and I didn't think that they was gonna have that many people there, but I guess it is. Just all of the, you know, the activities surrounding Super Bowl week and just all of that. And they're gonna start, you know, just tracking the data in that zone. And to me, it just seemed like a big old risk, man.
But people coming from all over the world, you know.
But I'm saying if y'all believe that this virus is and this could be a super spreader event, then why is y'all having the event? For money.
Gotta be, bro. We gotta get. I mean, like I've been saying from the get-go, bro, no matter how you look at it, even if you take the vaccine, you wear your mask, you do all these things to protect yourself, at some point, they're going to have to basically just allow herd immunization to take course. And I guess some people had a problem with that because that sounds cruel, but in all actuality, the immune system is very powerful. So, if as long as it's not compromised in any way, we should make it through it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, looking at the data, you can't say, oh, if 100,000 people catch COVID this week, we can't say that those people weren't practicing the guidelines or the safety guidelines. The data doesn't show that. You know what I'm saying? It just shows that, people are really contacting this disease, or, whatever you want to call it, virus, biochemical weapon, whatever. I don't know. But at some point, it's just crazy.
I don't know, man. I see that the NFL is supposed to be teaming up with the Biden administration to change all the stadiums into these testing sites, and like, to me, that's even too close. Well, I guess it's the end of the season now, so it really don't matter. They'll be able to clean it out by the time. But I mean, I'm sure there's other events that's going on in these places.
Exactly.
So it's a contradiction to me. Like why would you be risking these events and all this type of stuff if you really believe that this is detrimental to society, this virus? It's a big old contradiction, and the only thing is at the bottom is the money and the greed.
Or unless they already have come to the conclusion that they just going to allow herd immunization to lead the way, and all the other stuff is just hoopla. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at this point, if we haven't got the medical profession to just agree on certain key points, then it's just kind of up for grabs, in my opinion. Like, so, I mean, again, do what you feel that, you have to do,
right?
And just,
well,
pray
one thing
that
I
we
know
make it on the other side of this thing.
Yeah, right. That's pretty much it, man. But just, one thing we could do is, like you say, boost your immune system. But you could be bringing this virus into your home, without you really having. There's other ways that it can get inside your front door. Me, I'm the type of person that all year I need to have like windows open, fresh air coming in and out. You know what I'm saying? And just something like that could help, keep them particles from building up in your environment. Just little stuff.
But the body works better when it comes in contact with dirt. I'm not saying you shouldn't take precautions, but what I'm saying is there's no possible way that you can live life without coming into contact with something. I was talking to a colleague the other day, and basically he was saying that he had a birthday party, and it was a very small event. But the one guy he didn't want to show up showed up, and like 2 or 3 days later, the guy's brother called him like, "Hey, yeah, so and so, he got tested." So everybody in that whole little crew had to get tested. And I honestly believe, I've been around people who had it and just had casual conversation with them, and they was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just getting over COVID." And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, like, I'm really like,
like, wait a minute. You're supposed to tell me that on the text before we
this
hooked
ain't
up,
a code, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I am of the opinion that we have come in contact with this virus. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And
I feel like
that makes me feel somewhat secure. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I've come in contact with it. I've had a brush with it, and it didn't affect me, to my knowledge. So,
yeah, right. I don't know, man. I feel like I actually did have it back in March when I was sick, before it all hit the fan, and nobody really knew. The schools hadn't even closed yet. I don't know. I was, but it could have been something else. But I don't know. I know that I haven't felt no symptoms of nothing else since that moment. And I do, my little protection for myself or whatnot. But I don't know, man. We just got to be protected, man. But I tell you what, one thing that this is doing is it's really challenging, like the mental health, environment, community, just in society across the world, man. We seeing a whole lot of people do wigged out kind of stuff. And we're going to chop it up a little bit about that in a minute when we come back. Stay tuned.
You are listening to Talk 100 with TEL-SCRILLA, D. Murdoch, and J. Raphael. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So the one guy I was going to talk about, man, was the story you sent me. Clyde Kerr, a deputy from the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office. I don't know where that is. Where was he from? What state is that?
You said what parish was that again?
It said Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office.
Only thing I could tell you is that's probably Lafayette, Louisiana. I know it's Louisiana, but if I had to guess, it would be Lafayette, Louisiana.
I'm looking at the
Or
story.
somewhere
Don't
in
say.
that area.
Yeah, but he committed suicide. You said it was right outside the police department where he worked.
Yeah, but I think what's more telling is what the message that he left behind. And like basically he was just saying that he was fed up with how his people was being treated.
Mm-hmm.
So was that like a suicidal sacrifice, so to speak, and should we shine more light on, what he did, not so much the suicide part, but the words that he left behind,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched he did like a 17-minute video. They said he did a couple videos. I only watched the one that was like 17 minutes. And, I seen what people had to say about him. They called him a natural leader, and nobody really had anything bad to say about the guy. But I got mixed feelings from this whole situation, I ain't with suicide, you know what I mean? Like killing yourself, especially he had sons, he had kids, like, I think it was a little selfish. And it was a lot selfish. That's just kind of how I look at suicide. I know it's an important thing, it's a mental health thing, and we do need to pay more attention to people and participate in these therapeutic environments that we look at as, taboo or whatnot. But yeah, I just think it was a little selfish of him, man. A lot of the stuff that he said, he talked about his job and how good of a cop he was. He'd never been in any trouble. And, if that was my dad, I'd be upset. Did he have a conversation with his kids prior to doing this, man? It was crazy when I watched this.
In war, sometimes, man, a soldier will fall on his sword, and I think it's a difference of whether, what I'm saying? I think it's a different when you fall on a sword. Not saying that it's right, but then just to take your life and, what I'm saying? Nobody knows. He kind of pretty much laid it all out.
Could've
Not
been
saying,
more
I agree or condemn the man, but I guess what I would have to take if I was his son is just to say, man, he was standing on some kind of moral principle and he had some kind of moral compass, be it flawed or not. He kind of just laid it all out.
I think if we hear from the wife or whoever, we're gonna hear, some new stuff is gonna come out. Like he didn't seem like he was troubled at all doing this video. He didn't seem like, even though his buddy was saying that he didn't even recognize the guy. One of his best friends, he grew up with him, but knew him for 20 years. He said he couldn't watch these videos. He watched it for about 2 minutes and he didn't recognize the guy. But me, not even knowing this dude, I watched it and it just seemed like a regular old dude. He was a cop. Maybe the stuff he was saying about his track record and his mentality and all of that was true. And he didn't seem suicidal, period. Even his buddy was like, the last couple of weeks, him and his wife, they seen that he was changing, his personality was changing a little bit, but they thought he was just tired of his job and that he was wanting a career change. But, you know, he ended up doing the extreme. So it's a lot of questions that's gonna be asked, but I think we'll get a lot more from the people who was around him every day. Did he argue with the wife? I mean, what happened?
Man, it sounded like it was all job related.
Yeah.
And in that case, if you're the internal affairs, do you investigate that department? Was he being bullied behind the scenes? Was he being pressured to do something that he didn't want to, or had he been pressured to do something that he didn't agree with, standing behind that code of silence? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we may not really ever find out the truth, other than, you know, first thing I would do is investigate that police department and see what they was into. But you know, they can cover it up too.
Yeah, right.
So.
Real quick too. Especially he done put it out here, which makes me think of something Joe Biden said earlier, which it was something that we talked about a few weeks ago when I was saying, do we put too much stuff on the internet? You know, Joe Biden said that they asked him a question about, they asked him something controversial. And what he said was, I'd rather not speculate out loud. And I think that's a real good thing. And I'm not like I'm a Joe Biden supporter or a big whatever, but just them words that he said, you know, I think a lot of people could use that. You know, if you got somebody who want to hurt you and you do all of this speculating out loud, then maybe, you know, you say something that you give them an idea, you know, with what you saying out loud in public. So it might make sense to just kind of fall back and let whatever happens.
Or if he knew they was gonna get him or frame him or something, he just did what he did. So it's a I get what you're saying, but you know, it to me, I just have a suspicion of maybe something else was going on with that police department.
Yeah.
And that's not far-fetched for this country. So
So did you get tired of complying and, you know, turning the other cheek? Because then if that's the case, now we got to go back for the 5 years that you worked there and see everything that you might have turned the cheek on. Maybe that's why you felt the need to kill yourself, because maybe something happened that you can't live with. You feel you deserve.
Exactly. I mean, I love the people in Louisiana, bro, but to be honest with you, when I was down there a lot, man, I felt like I was in a time warp. Like, bro, it seemed like Jim Crow still existed. Like, really.
I never been to Louisiana.
Yeah, I've been all over that state, bro. And just me being from up north and me going down there, it's real strong down there, bro. Like, really, you know, I'm talking about, like, you might go into a restaurant and the whole staff in the back will be black, and then you know, all the cashiers, and it was
That sounds like
a
Michigan.
sight to see. I mean, it was, but bro, the way it was just like, I don't know. I just never. It was this guy. He brought up some food from the back, and he was like, "Yes, some like really like on that tip, like." Like, yeah, man. I was like, wow.
Hey, but talk to your family, though. Anybody who might be listening to this, you know, I'm going to put this out there at the end of the article that they had some a couple helpful hotlines. So if you know somebody who might be committing suicide or want to or feeling like that, or if you are, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, you can hit them up at 800-273-TALK, which is 8255. So, you know, it's a free confidential service 24/7, and you can hit them up and, you know, not go down this road, possibly just have somebody to talk to. Also, the Veterans Crisis Line, because this guy was a vet too. That was another thing. When I saw that he was a vet, I was like, well, I honestly don't really know many people who came from the military who got their full mind, and like they always had a little twitch or something that make you feel like they might go off any moment. Straight up.
Yeah.
But that crisis line is for the Veterans Crisis Line is 800-273-8255. That's the same number, and you press the number 1. So, or you can text 838255, and that's that. Now, in the same hookup though, now we're gonna play this video or what?
I got questions. I say play it, bro. I mean, I don't know.
This was
what's the disclaimer again, man? The
Who?
This is warning.
Oh yeah.
Strong content or whatever you call it.
If you got your kids around you or whatever, you might want to send them to bed. It's too late anyway. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get it back to the beginning. So this is the conversation that we was having in the beginning of the show. If you missed what we was talking about when we came in, husband and wife. The title is the surveillance video captures a snow shoveling dispute turned deadly. So if you don't like the gore, then turn your head.
He's got a gun behind him. He's a fucking dog. You're a pussy. Fuck you. Pussy. Go ahead. Go ahead. Call the cops. Call the cops.
Dog. Skrilla, you there?
Yeah, man.
So this guy, man, he you saw what he did. He runs back into the house. So why was they just standing there waiting for him to come out? That's what I don't understand.
Now, okay, when we was talking earlier, I hadn't had all of the, the detail in my mind yet. So watching this video again, my man was shooting at them. They were still standing there like it was a BB gun or something.
Yeah, he was missing them though, obviously.
I mean, but still, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. I guess growing up in the hood, you just have a different reaction when people shoot at you. And, if you ain't got no gun, then, that's kind of like your cue to exit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's so many issues that I have with this video, bro, because initially I tell y'all, like I told J Ref earlier, is when the guy comes down the driveway with the gun and the lady runs toward the man or walks toward him, or, she pulls out the cell phone, but I thought she had pulled out a gun. Mm-hmm. So when I kept hearing the shooting and them standing there, I'm thinking they shooting at each other, but in all actuality, she was videotaping the whole incident. And
or at that point,
they didn't think it was real till they got hit.
Right. They probably numb anyway. Like I said, they out there shoveling. It seemed like, they've been out there for a little minute.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, but
we had to stop it because, we don't want to get flagged and the video taken down or whatnot. So we got to pause and, every few seconds or so. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go.
Everybody all right? You want help up? Are you okay? What happened? What happened? Call 911. What happened? Just go get my phone. What happened? No. Are you okay?
Bro, he shot her in the head, man. She is still screaming and doing stuff and moving. Is that what you say? Who that is? Super Karen?
Gotta be, bruh. He popped her like 3 times in the head I can't tell what was hitting him, but I mean, I know three shots he dumped off at close range.
Mm-hmm.
But now he come back out with the assault rifle. Hit her again. She still moving.
He said, "Pussy, huh?" And that's where it goes off.
Okay.
That's crazy, man. Just crazy. These people crazy, man. This mental health. We gotta everybody on lockdown. People tired of seeing each other. They probably arguing more than they ever have. You know, working from home. Definitely needs to be addressed. We'll be back in a second.
You are listening to Talk1hunnid with TEL-SCRILLA, D-Murrow, and J-Rock. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern
What you saying, Skrilla?
Man, I don't know. I'm still on that video, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking there's just so many different things that could have been done to me. You know, and I'm a gun advocate. I'll say that to begin. You know, I prefer, I wish that woman would have pulled a gun out and at least kind of deterred my man from shooting them so many times. Maybe at least one of them could have survived, you know. And in this case, you know, I don't know, bro. I mean,
I wonder why this ain't like national news.
It is, but it's not. You know, a lot of people are reporting this, but they're not really, I guess, a lot of commentary on a national level.
Right, and this happened yesterday.
But I mean, for all you people that's thinking about getting your CPL, you know, carrying a concealed weapon, you know, I think there's a fraction of the country that would try to use this incident to kind of like, you know, preach, you know, gun control and different things like that. But in this case, you see people, you know, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Dude, that nobody's coming to your rescue in that short, you know, scenario. But if it would have been someone else out there with a gun and you see a crazy person with a gun, I mean, that is pretty much why we do carry and conceal, to protect the public from people that may be a little insane and different things like that. I mean, shoot, man. I mean, a lot of hood rules apply to this too.
Yeah, right.
If somebody pop you and you don't keep talking junk, you know what I'm saying? You play dead or you do whatever you got to
Right.
do to survive.
Yeah,
Run.
hey, that hurt. They was in pain though. You know, my man
Yeah,
was gurgling like it was a wrap. And dude, he knew what he was gonna do, man. He knew exactly. He probably had this plan weeks, months ago. Who knew? The last few folk arguments they got into.
But you don't argue, man. Listen, man, we grown. You don't argue with people in public because here's the thing. This very thing could happen. You don't know the mind state of people. So it's better to diffuse the situation. You don't taunt somebody with a gun. You know, it's not a matter of right and wrong. It's about being wise. You don't taunt somebody with a gun. You know, you react in a way to where you try to diffuse it if you can't protect yourself or there's no one else around that can protect you. That's just survival skills. That's why I look at it and cringe because I'm like,
that was foolish. Yeah, they asked for it. It's like that's
and
sticks
it's no
and
reason to
stones.
argue with people. Like, really?
But the sticks and stones, you know, theory that's fake. Words hurt.
It's fake, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You sit up there and just call this man out his name 100 times, and he walking away from you silently, you asking for whatever comes next. That was like crazy to just be standing there waiting for it.
Yeah, at that point, I felt like at some point, you know, because even when he come down the driveway with the gun out, pointed at him, they still talking junk. It's okay to be like, hey, bro, you got it, man. You know, it ain't that serious. Because I don't care what was going on. It was nothing worth losing their life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm mad at the guy for running and leaving his woman behind.
Yeah, he bust up,
you know, that's...
Left her right in the middle of the street. Save yourself, honey.
Call the police. Bro, the police cannot stop a bullet like when they are 20 miles away.
Yeah.
Like, stop. That's not the thing, you know, to do. You know, you have to practice survival skills on your own.
Yeah.
In that situation. And they did everything that was wrong. And I'm not saying that the guy was right or wrong, but you know, we can't police the world with right and wrong. We have to do what we have to do when we confronted with those situations. And lesson number one, don't argue with people. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. You know, especially if you ain't got nothing to protect yourself, because this is America. People, shoot, you can get into an argument with a little 13-year-old, they turn around and blow your head off. So it's not smart to just randomly argue with people, you know? And then on top of that, if somebody pull a gun out on you, you don't talk about his mama or, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, unless you're ready to die.
Exactly. And that's exactly what they did, man. So, you know, God bless them. Hope they all, you know, go to the right, you know, finality, whatever it is, you know? But on to the business, though. Did you see your boy Elon Musk that blew up another spaceship? I think it was yesterday, the day before. I mean, blew up the SpaceX prototype. But at the same time, he asking people to join up to this little space tour. I know you done seen that one when he talking about sending some people up. I think it cost like $55 million or something like that, just to do it. But they're gonna send them up there and give them a tour of the International Space Station and back down to Earth, which is where the problem has been with these the ones that's been blowing up, is the landing thing.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah. He's been at it. I mean, he's a determined man. I did a little headline on him this week, which was really not really related to that, but he's been in the news quite often this week, or really the last couple of weeks. You know, I mean,
I'm sure that's
you got
going to
55 million. You want to take that trip?
Not if it's gonna end off like what's been on the news for the last couple months. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't need to see that.
They don't need to see it that bad, huh?
That's right. Just like I don't need no robot. Like, remember the Sofia Robot that they talking about mass producing this year? That's gonna be crazy. What you think about that, man?
I mean, essentially, I'm pretty sure it may be some women out there like love to have Sophia around the house and do some of the chores and different things like that.
Now, I don't know if she's supposed to do that. And
I'm just saying, I don't know where you would need her, you know, other than maybe if you are an employee employer, and you're looking to like have free labor or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right, eventually. But for right now, it's just, you know, what they pumping or promoting is that she was created to promote human to machine empathy and compassion, and you know, she got the little infrared cameras on her chest so she can scan you to see if you got a fever or whatnot, and, you know, just what they selling and what they promoting. So just ways that it can enhance your life for people who isolated, alone, and depressed, and all of that. It's just some interaction. So, but they wanted to emulate the human form. Basically, that's what they're saying. It's not about to be grabbing dishes and washing dishes yet, but that's what it is all about for people who alone. It's gonna, she's gonna have the brain of a computer. So it's just to develop a bond with technology. How they trying to push it. And this is Hanson Robotics, Hong Kong company, Hanson Robotics. So
hey, that's what they saying, but they got to have other intentions for that robot, bro. I mean, you've got to put it in society. I mean,
right.
What does that say about human to human relations, though? Just piggybacking off of that video we just saw, and then this headline here and this robot, and I mean, have we lost the whole concept of human to human relation as far as just, treating your neighbor like you want to be treated, having a genuine, care or love or respect for one another? Has it gotten that bad between human to human relations where people have to develop robots and different things like that to replace that? So what in society is causing human to human relationship failure?
Mm-hmm. I think it's two separate things, because when you just look at it from like a engineering perspective or technology, obviously there's a whole lot of ways that could benefit as far as circulating information and, where everybody's using what's her face, Siri and Alexa and all of this stuff. So you obviously see the benefit to that. So if she could just walk around and tell you your email or whatever, and it was all straight on the straight, then obviously that could benefit you. It's just a lot of different ways that can benefit. But we know better than that, is what you're saying, basically. So we know that there's always a hidden agenda, and they don't really care about us that much to be giving us nothing that's just going to super benefit our lives without taking it away. Just like Robin Hood, look what they did. Like, the brokering apps was created for the little guy to be able to play, and then look what they did. So we can't trust these people.
They felt that pressure, bro, that big money pressure. That's all.
Yep. Yep.
Which eventually they being sued by the little man.
Right.
But I mean, the way I heard some of the people in that field and arena kind of break down is the fact that it's like they felt like if the little man has the ability to basically thwart the big major hedge funds, it will cause the economy to collapse. And they tried to stop it, in other words. So you better believe it's going to be some regulations coming about. And I think we should just take advantage of what we can take advantage of now before they do change that.
It's only a matter of time before somebody lose a big time loss with these apps, though. They're going to have to get some type of federal protection, like people on the, because it's just too many ways that don't work for me, because like for one, it's just the communication. A lot of these apps that you trusted into your bank account and all that type of stuff, it should be federal law for you to have some type of call center somewhere that, people can call for emergencies or anything that's going on, any type of fraud or whatnot. Like I can't see waiting for my money, man. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that's a deal breaker. I don't have the patience for bad customer service or, all that type of stuff. I just I can't deal with it.
But in the real world, it's pretty much the app is pretty much the same as if you would go through like a broker or something like that. Like,
Right.
When you invest in, it's not like that's your rent money, your car note money and all that type of stuff.
Right.
So it just kind of, to me, I like it as a learning tool, as a teaching tool, because you can sit there and you can teach teachers should have these apps and different things like that to show their classroom, parents with their kids, and you can teach your spouse different things. I wouldn't put my whole life savings in that app, but a lot of times, man, people you can get in there as low as $100 or something like that. Just
$20.
play with it and
Right.
learn. Use it as a learning tool. That's
But
what I would
let's say you
suggest.
do good. I get you, and I do. You know what I'm saying? But for me to really take it super serious, I mean, you build up that 200 million like your man with Bitcoin did, and now you can't. You don't know your password, and that's the only other way you can get access. That's a no. Hey, man. $200 million.
That's an anomaly, though. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that
whatever it is, whatever you build up to, and now you can't get in contact with nobody to make adjustments or do something, that's not cool. And I can't see that staying that way forever. That's gonna change pretty soon. They're gonna have to get some type of like some of these apps, these financial apps that people download these days. Even some of them got call centers that you can call in.
Yeah, but he couldn't have. He should have. That's user error, and as unfortunate as it is, that's what it was. He could have put a stop on it. It's things already in place, even inside that app, to where he could have prevented that. And that would have been the same as if you forgot to call his broker. And say sell. It happens.
Right.
It's a risk involved in investing. It is. So you have to definitely, do your research and protect yourself.
Most definitely. Hey, Ice Cube is planning a summit with the Biden administration about the CWBA, contract with Black America. Let me see what we think about that when we come back up on the way out. Talk 100.
Yeah, this is your boy TEL-SCRILLA, and you are listening to Talk 100. Catch us every Friday night at 9 p.m. on Twitch. Just search NCG Media, and on YouTube, Talk 100, and Facebook, Talk 100.
Your boy Cube, been hearing people taking shots at him, talking about he jumping from one foot to the next, and I think they're crazy, man. What's wrong with people, man? Why would it not make sense for Ice Cube to continue his little mission? What he doing? I ain't gonna say it's a little mission like I'm hating or nothing, because I definitely think it's a good thing, and we need to keep moving that forward. But the contract with Black America, man, why not talk to the Biden administration? What you think?
He's doing the right thing. He's meeting with the people that first of all said that they would meet with him, and on top of that, he didn't drop it. He didn't it wasn't a headline, it wasn't a news trend that he was following. He sounds like he means business. So that's what you do in business. That's what you do in politics. You meet with the other side to discuss, to see basically what leverage you have and what leverage they have and how y'all can work together to accomplish a like goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do.
I
That's what politicians do.
Exactly, man. And I look at it like he just dealing with the president's office. As far as their strategy and their agenda or whatnot, it don't matter who is in there, man. This is the conversation that we have for the president's office, whoever is in there, because that's where it all got to trickle down from, and it just makes sense. I don't understand people just trolling and talking all this crap about, no, you was Trump boy, don't try to come over here now and do this and that, and people trying to pop up and start their own thing and just, it's a waste of time. We do a whole lot of wasting time in our community, man, because everybody just want to try to build their own, which is good in a way, your own personal, but when it comes to connecting and building up, the community as a whole, hey, if you got this going on and you doing it, why am I about to waste all of this time and money trying to start from the bottom or the beginning? It just don't really make sense to me. Waste a lot of time and energy, you know, just trying to get to the same level that I'm on. Do that, you know what I'm saying? Do that make sense?
Yeah, you make sense. I don't know, man. You know, that's the thing with social media, man. Anybody can have an opinion, and usually the people that's doing the most talking is actually not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Or don't know how the real world works. That is how the real world works. If that same plan would have been given to Obama, he would have had to go to the Republicans. Like, that's just how politics work. You work with the other side. I like Cube staying in their face. I personally think that Biden is not going to work with him, but you just take criticism from a bunch of people that aren't doing anything in the real world. So to appease some blacks, so Lil Wayne should have just went to federal prison. You know what I'm saying? So he had flack for meeting with Trump, but you could clearly see what the man was trying to do.
Right.
And it worked for him.
It worked.
You get what I'm saying? So are you going to sit there and listen to people's opinion about your freedom? You know, he got jammed up and he went to the person that could help him.
That's right.
You know, what was he supposed to do? Wait for Biden to get in office and hope, and you know, nah, man, I'm gonna cut this deal with the sitting president to get myself out of this jam.
Right, y'all ain't doing nothing. Not one letter. Nobody
so
wrote a
he
letter
gets his
on my
black
behalf.
card revoked because, you know what I'm saying, because he didn't go to federal prison. I mean, it's just silliness, man. Silliness.
Yeah, but that's how we do. Did you see that the Wendy Williams biopic? Or did you hear about it? There's a whole lot of controversy about that this week in the media.
Yeah, the wife was watching and I caught a couple little scenes from it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot.
I seen a lot of people saying, you know, I seen this video. I watched this video of this girl. I don't know. I guess she was a roaster or something, and she just was roasting Wendy for, I don't know, a few minutes or whatnot, and just had all these pictures going through the video as she telling her jokes and all that. And it was just interesting because a lot of people hate Wendy Williams for being how she is. So in the video, basically, or in the comments surrounding that, a lot of people was just calling her a bully. Why are people mad about you know, this woman making this video about Wendy and shaming her and bullying her when that's what she made her career off of for the last 30 years? And then I thought that was like kind of crazy how we look at Wendy, because I don't hear nobody saying that about TMZ and these other platforms that do like tabloids and gossip and all of that. So it's like, why can't we get that money? Why can't somebody in our community do the same thing? That's one thing that I respect about her, is that she had her lane and she dug it out till today. Outside of her personal issues, you know, she, as a professional, she paved the way for everybody on YouTube right now. In the black community, the ones who calling people out and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came from up under her skirt.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't necessarily like the gossip part of it, but I respect the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't necessarily condone the gossip part, but I mean, shoot, you know, that's her. That's what she's known for. So if you doing something you don't want to get out, you know what I'm saying, you definitely stay away from her.
Mm-hmm. D-Mar, what up, though?
What's happening? He muted.
Oh, is he muted?
What's going on? What's going on?
What
Can
up?
you hear me?
Yeah, you a little loud, though. Cut that mic down. What's the word?
What's going on? How y'all feel, man?
Nah, man, just sitting here talking about Wendy Williams.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just catching up and hearing Wendy Williams and Wayne as far as the deal he made with to get pardoned and all that good stuff. Or
you ready for that Super Bowl?
So yeah, man, Super Bowl's coming up Sunday, so that's going to be very, very interesting how that goes.
Who you picking? Who you rolling with?
Young guy and the old guy. Young guy and the old guy. Two generational players here. It's like almost a torch thing that's already kind of been handed. I'm going for I'm going to go for the Chiefs to win it by a 2-possession game, meaning somewhere around maybe 12, 13 points on there on a close game. I mean, on a game that way, somewhere. And I'm picking the Chiefs to have like in the high 30s, and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers to have somewhere around that 27 point mark, somewhere around there.
I heard they're a little short on that offensive line with the Chiefs. You still think Patrick Mahomes gonna be able to do what he do?
I'm not worried about I'm not worried about Fisher being out and everything else, because unlike a lot of these other coaches, what happens is you got to have guys ready. If Mahomes go out in the beginning of the third, and I'm saying that, but even if it happened in the first two, but just for example, people would panic, period, even if they went out in the last 5 minutes of their main quarterback. I believe Chad Henne is ready. In other words, these role players and second string and third string, I believe that Andy Reid has everybody ready to rotate at any time, because you don't know what's going to happen. So you need to have I'm a football player mentality. Oh, I play tight. I need you over here to play on the left tackle now. In other words, if it's a second or third string tight end, and he needs to get in there at tackle, he's going to do it. We getting through this game so we can win. But that's the mentality of that team. But everybody don't have that mentality.
Now, what about on Tampa Bay side? What you think they looking like?
Tampa Bay side, I think they look good. I think Evans and that receiving core, I think they're going to drop less balls than they did. And I think that defense is going to be a problem. So the defensive line especially. So I think that they're going to be aggressive, but just hopefully they don't blitz too much, because then that starts playing at your hands. Because then, like I said, you risk that adjustment of getting rid of the ball quick and or getting beat deep as far as that. So you don't want to over blitz, even though they got the guys to do it, because that's exactly what they're going to try to do is blitz, because they feel like, wait a minute, there's two guys that's missing on there. So let's see how good. I mean, how ready are your second stringers? So they're going to try it, but I just don't think it's wise to do it all game. But no, they got a shot on it. It's gonna be close. Brady probably make less mistakes. Hopefully he don't have no 2 or 3 interceptions, because if he does, Kansas City will turn those into points. Aaron Rodgers didn't. Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay, they didn't, but that's not going to happen to the Chiefs. So he throw an interception, that's going to be his you know what.
Right.
So he better play a clean game. Talking about Tom Brady. He better play a clean game.
It's a lot at stake for both of them, though, right?
Well, I think that it's a lot at stake to add on to everything. It's a lot of for Tom Brady. I mean, no one's won 7 Super Bowls as a quarterback, as a leader of a team, and then it's the second team too. So that's definitely big on his resume. It's already set though, his legacy obviously. And then Patrick Mahomes getting here. Really, this could have been a third Super Bowl had he not lost that first one to Tom Brady 2 years ago, and then he went last year. But he lost an AFC Championship game 3 years ago. So if he had won that, this would be his third Super Bowl already. And he's been in the league 4 years. So he's already cementing kind of a crazy legacy, Mahomes. So if he loses, it tears his image up. No, because I mean, he'll come. I think Kansas City will be back over these next years. I don't know. Can't say every year, but they'll be in competition every year. So he got a good future ahead of himself. So yeah, it's big. It's big for both of them, but I don't think overly devastating for either one that's going to lose, which there's going to be somebody that lose.
Yeah, definitely going to be a good game,
so, yeah,
man. I can't wait.
That's where we at.
Hey.
Listen.
Hey,
yes,
listen. Have you seen LaMelo ball yet?
I did see a little bit of LaMelo. Now I hear our outro going in. We can get to it. LaMelo's looking good. I love the way he passes and does his thing. But we can talk about it a little bit more after the break. I heard the music.
Nah, we at the end though, man. We about at 59
Okay.
minutes
Oh, yeah,
right
okay,
now,
you
so
close
we
now.
on the way out. Yeah, no doubt. But I agree with you, man. I love the Charlotte Hornets, and I think they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with when it's getting close.
I agree. They look so good, man. They look so good when he's on the floor, too.
Jordan finally did it right. That's how I feel. Finally. No doubt.
Yeah. The general manager.
Talk 100, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Talk 100. And this is how we do it on Friday nights. Stop through, holler at us, drop a comment in the section. J. Raphael, TEL-SCRILLA, and D. Morrow. D. Morrow, are you doing any broadcasting on Super Bowl Sunday? Oh, he must have fell out. But I think he will be on Real Sports Time with D. Morrow on his YouTube channel. You back, D?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I was letting you do it. Yeah, I'm so definitely going to do some halftime analysis and probably do at least that second half of the Super Bowl. And also I'll be getting out the predictions and everything like that too. I'm gonna do a live Instagram for that tomorrow. So for the predictions of who's gonna win, a little bit more of what we just got into tonight. So on the Real Sports Time IG page.
That's what's up. And that's right there on the screen at real_sports_time. Skrilla Tail _ producer. I know the screen kind of jacked up right now, and that's my bad, so I had to put that out there. Also, JR Visual with the Z on Instagram. Check us out. And before we get out of here, I got to give a big salute to our sponsors and biggest supporters, New Leaf Home Solutions in Waterford, Michigan, a premier real estate investment company which can help you make your dream home a reality. Check out my man Skrilla. Got a whole lot of information that can maybe help you turn your life around if you follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Also, Herbal Rotation LLC, a company which helps to draw awareness to responsible and safe herbal healing, and also helping to diminish the harmful effects of opioid abuse in society. They got a newsletter that comes out every single Monday morning at 8 a.m. at herbalrotation.com/news. We up out of here. We'll holler at y'all next week. If you want to ask any questions, y'all can drop an email also on our Gmail, talk1hunnid @gmail.com. Skrilla.
Yo.
Oh, I do want to say this though, before we turn the stream off. A wise man once told me, do what you've always done and you'll get what you always got. And I never understood what that meant until I got older, or it really didn't hit me until I got older and really understood that. But that was some of the realest stuff I ever heard. I know you probably done heard it before, but hey, it ain't no big deal to dial it back up and put it in the forefront of your brain. Sometimes you got to switch up the game a little bit in order to get where you're trying to get to. So peace out to you. Much love to y'all. If you boost your immune system, you might save your life. All that good stuff. J. Raphael, I'm out of here. Peace.